Trail cameras or scout cameras are usually attached in the woods to monitor wildlife in the area. Hunters use them to monitor their game, but researchers and watchers also benefit from the videos taken by trail cams. It's also quite simple to install. You just have to put it in a location where you think there's animal activity. Some people also set up some feeders to attract animals. We can never really anticipate what we'll see in trail cam footage though. There are many mysterious and weird videos among them. Some are even unexplainable. From lions lurking around to the Bigfoot, here are 15 times trail cams capture what no one was supposed to see. Number 15. Stuck on a bucket. In 2009, a trail cam managed to capture a buck with a bucket on top of its antlers. The bucket also looks like a perfect fit on the buck's head. How did it get there? We aren't really sure. The buck may have just found the bucket lying around the forest and decided to headbutt it. The bucket just so happened to be a perfect fit to his head, and this comical picture happened. Hopefully, the people who attached the trail cam in the area managed to find the buck and remove the bucket. It must be a pain to carry a bucket on top of your head. Number 14. Lions lurking around. When you're camping, it's common to be prepared for bugs or mosquitoes. And a bear spray also wouldn't hurt if you'll be going somewhere with bears. But what if instead of bears and mosquitoes, you instead encountered some curious cats? Not just ordinary cats, but the kings of the plains themselves, the majestic apex predators, the lions. Do you think a mere tent will be able to protect you from these fierce hunters? Well, it seems that it's quite effective. Just take a look at this video. The man was sleeping inside his tent when suddenly this huge male lion just showed up and approached the tent. The man was, of course, alarmed. More so when he saw that there are two more lionesses surrounding him and snooping around his stuff. One of them was quite busy tearing through the other tent. I would surely panic if I'm surrounded by these huge cats. But as you can see, the lions are just quite curious. And it's quite comical how the lion's claw was stuck on the tent and he was panicking for a second, not knowing how to remove his claw. Just like a house cat. In times like this, it's better not to draw attention to yourself and keep quiet. Just like what this man did. Better not to go out immediately. If curiosity gets the best of you, just quickly run back inside your tent again and zip it up for extra measure. But seriously, this gentleman had the most memorable camping trip of his life. Number 13. Ghost Girl. In 2017, some landowners in Cambridge, New York set up a camera in the woods near the property because they were planning to use it as a hunting area. They were probably expecting to capture a few wildlife in the area. Maybe some deers, birds, maybe even some foxes. But what they captured was something mysterious and terrifying. Instead of wildlife, the camera captured this grainy photo of what appeared to be a little girl playing in the middle of the woods. The photo makes the girl look sinister and ghost-like. According to the legend surrounding the area, a little girl was killed while playing on the train tracks that once ran through the woods, and the age of that girl and the one in the picture looks like it matches. A few locals said that they have lived near the woods all their lives, but they never once heard a ghost running around the woods. However, paranormal experts who have visited the woods also testified that they've experienced a lot of paranormal activity around the same area where the picture was taken. Yikes! Cue the scary music. Number 12. Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is an ape-like creature that was long rumored to be living in the forests of North America. The cryptid was a very prominent figure in American and Canadian folklore. Bigfoot has been existing in people's minds ever since the early 19th century. Most people probably already heard of the cryptid and the many testimonies and claims that he's been spotted. Unfortunately, many of these proofs are just word of mouth. And even today, there's still no solid evidence about the Bigfoot. However, this trail cam footage might just be one of the many possible pieces of evidence that the Bigfoot is real. At first, the trail cam only captured a scenic view of trees covered in snow. However, a few seconds later, an ape-like figure walks into view unaware of the camera attached to one of the trees. In a different view, the figure continued walking until it disappeared into the trees in the forest. The footage is quite grainy though. But still, this footage might be among the many video clips, footprint pictures, and claims that Sasquatch is indeed a real living thing. Number 11. Moose stripping velvet. Some may think that these moose are injured. In reality, they're just growing out their horns and shedding their velvets. They aren't hurt that much in the process. Instead, the part just kinda itches, so you'll usually see them rubbing and scratching their horns on plants and shrubs. It may look like something straight out of a horror movie, but it's really just a natural process that all moose have to undergo. The antlers are one of the fastest growing tissues on an animal, and it can grow up to 8 inches in just 9 days. Once the testosterone levels of the moose rise up, the velvet, which is the brown skin covering their antlers, will shed, and their antler bones will harden. And each passing year, the antler will keep on growing. It's amazing that researchers and biologists get to observe this phenomena thanks to trail cams. Number 10. Strange lights. In 2014, a trail camera managed to capture a few strange lights. In the footage, you can see a few deers grazing around the camera, but instead of pitch black darkness, it seems like the wildlife camera captured a few strange lights in the area. First, you see the deer appear, followed by a dim light that slowly got brighter in the successive shots. Later on, a few strange shapes appeared in the night sky. Many speculated that this is definitely an extraterrestrial being caught on camera. The homeowners said that the trail camera was infrared and that there's no way that it emitted such a strong light. They even supported the idea that the light emitted actually came from a UFO. We'll never really know what it actually was. Flying aircraft or not, it's still quite mysterious and a little bit creepy. Number 9. Bear messing with chicken coop. In this video, a black bear was seen in the backyard of this homeowner. At first, he was looking around the area, checking if there was anyone around the premises, and when he deemed it safe, he started to carry on his mission to rob and mess with the chicken coop. He slowly walked over, sniffed around, and tried to figure out how to open the wooden coop. Soon after, he stood on his hind legs to figure out if there was an opening, and when he realized that he cannot open it peacefully, he started to open it by force. The black bear started to claw and bite through the wood and managed to chip it. It seems that he really is desperate for a snack. However, the camera has a built-in alarm system as well, and the homeowner managed to safely startle the bear in the comfort of her own home. The bear was quite surprised by the loud sound and immediately ran away, abandoning his mission of obtaining some midnight snacks. Number 8. Fearless raccoons. Raccoons are masked bandits that are known for their silly shenanigans. They're also quite fearless as well. Usually they're found in the woods and grasslands, but over the past years, they started to gallivant and scavenge in urban areas as well. You'll often find them in the trash cans looking for edible snacks. Their dexterous hands made them able to easily pick locks, open doors, and steal a lot of things from people's homes. That's why they're often called the masked bandits or the trash pandas. As you can see here in this footage, they're quite the fearless animals in the wild. It seems that these raccoons found a good spot where there's a lot of snacks. But this buck wants in, and he wants his own share of snacks. At first, it's just 2 raccoons in the area, but after a while, others quickly caught on to the best snacking spot, and the buck found himself being contested by 5 or more raccoons. The raccoons might have the advantage on their numbers, but the buck is plenty powerful on his own. He can easily deliver kicks and stomps that are quite nasty. Furthermore, his antlers are very powerful weapons. But as you can see, the raccoons live up to their names. If the buck tries to attack them, they'll just run away, and later on come back and snack like nothing ever happened. Goes to say that the buck was better off staring at space, contemplating how to drive away all these trash pandas. And now it's time for today's pick. Take a look at this picture. This looks like another extraterrestrial being that was accidentally caught on camera. It isn't the first time that a trail camera caught a weird, mysterious, and unknown being on tape. In fact, much of the evidence of cryptids, aliens, and ghosts are taken from trail camera footage. Trail cameras are quite unnoticeable, and because they can also shoot videos and pictures in the dark, people always discover not only some rare animal activity, but sometimes they also manage to see some extraterrestrial and paranormal activities as well. Do you believe in cryptids captured by these trail cams? And do you know of any other shots taken by trail cams that feature some extraterrestrial footage? As always, comment down below with the hashtag today's pick and let us know your opinion about what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Before we go on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. You just leave a like on this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now. And that's it. Try it. Number 7. Weird deer. In 2016, a man in Lancaster County installed a trail cam in the woods near his area to check what kind of wildlife he could find. When he reviewed the footage afterwards, he did a double take because of this one particular footage. At first glance, you will think that this is just an ordinary deer. But once you look closer, you'll start to notice that there's something weird about him. The man had to review the footage a couple of times before confirming that this deer is indeed special. It has 2 noses instead of just 1. Right on top of the normal nose's location, he has another nose making him look like some kind of mutant deer. The man immediately showed the footage to his wife and family, and they too couldn't believe what they saw. They even thought that something might be wrong with the camera that created the illusion that the deer has a deformed face. But according to the Pennsylvania Game Commission, the deer may have suffered a traumatic injury that revealed his nasal passages. But aside from the extra nose, the deer seems to be functioning just fine, and he doesn't look to be in pain. Goes to say that this deer is very special, and it was impressive that the trail cam managed to take a shot of him. Number 6. Raccoon stunt. Remember what I told you about raccoons? Well, this is one of the reasons why I love these creatures very much. A woman posted the picture on Reddit claiming that these raccoons were up to no good. She put in a deer feeder and set it high up the ground so that no animal could reach it. That was what she thought. She failed to consider that even in the forest, teamwork can still make the dream work. Just like a bunch of professional circus performers and experienced acrobats, these raccoons stepped on top of each other in perfect position to reach the top of the feeder and get their desired prize. But seriously, who wouldn't do anything to get a tasty snack? It just amazes me that they managed to pull this off right off the bat. This is definitely another evidence that if there's a will, there's a way, and 4 masked heads are better than 1. Number 5. Lost dog friendship. Now this is something that's right out of Jack London's stories. In 2019, a Siberian husky named Coda went missing from her home in southern Manitoba in Canada. Her owner, named Rachel, left her dog in her boyfriend's mother's farm and suddenly went missing for 3 days just before Christmas. Rachel feared the worst, and she thought that she would have to celebrate the holidays without her beloved dog. But as it turns out, Coda was simply having her own adventure out in the wild. Coda went back after 3 days, but she still kept disappearing for several hours each day. Coincidentally, their neighbor's son was an avid hunter and happened to have set up a few trail cameras in the woods around the area. And they were all surprised when they saw Coda being affectionate and friendly with none other than a deer. Their neighbor showed them a ton of pictures showcasing Coda sleeping, eating, and playing with the buck. And the timestamps indicate that in all the days she went missing, she was actually out in the woods accompanying her newfound friend. How sweet is that? Coda's owners were very amazed and impressed by what her dog has been up to. When the photos were first posted on the internet, it instantly became an internet sensation, garnering thousands of likes and views. It's quite amazing that a game camera managed to capture an unlikely yet sweet friendship. Number 4. Deer antlers falling off. You've seen moose velvet falling off, but in this video, this deer's antlers literally fell off its head. Take a close look at the video, because it happened quite quickly. The video was captured in Ottawa, Ontario in Canada earlier this year. As you can see, the deer already lost an antler, and all that was left was his right one. At first he was standing still, but as he shook his head, his remaining antlers suddenly just fell on the ground. It happened so quickly that even the deer itself was startled and ran away from the sound of his antler thumping on the ground. Deers usually shed their antlers annually, and it rapidly grows back, especially when their testosterone levels rise back up. Number 3. Floating girl. In this video taken way back in 2009, a Russian man was just walking his dog named Tarzan. Everything was quite normal in the beginning, the dog being quite happy about being out in the woods with lots of land to explore, and the owner trying to calm his dog down and make him come back to him. However, something mysterious and crazy happened just before the video ended. Not far from the dog and its owner, a woman in an orange jacket was walking with a little girl in a pink jacket. What was strange is that the girl was literally floating in the air. The woman was looking up innocently at the child like nothing unusual was happening. I don't know about you, but it certainly appeared like that was not the first time the woman saw the child levitating. If I see a girl floating in the air, I wouldn't know what to do, and I'd probably freeze from shock. The camera shook a little, and once it refocused back on the woman and the little girl, the woman already had her in her grasp, dragging her away from the man. The man finally managed to calm his dog down, but now he needs to calm himself from witnessing a spooky and crazy levitating girl. Number 2. Albino deer. The wonders of having a trail cam as a hunter is that you can monitor the wildlife in your property very easily, and sometimes you'll spot a very special catch. In this case, a hunter spotted a rare albino deer in Tennessee. Albino deers are quite rare in nature, and they don't often appear in nature. That's why it's illegal to shoot or kill them. Thankfully, this man shot the albino deer only with his camera and shared the amazing footage online, where many of his fellow hunters and the locals are fascinated by the pure white coat of the deer. Number 1. Nature's crime scene. Now this is how a crime scene would look like in nature. In 2019, user Josh Parks managed to capture this image in his trail cam. What do you think happened here? It seemed that there was an expired raccoon on top of the tree branch, and the coyote happened to chance across it. He thought that the raccoon was an easy meal, but it must have been his unlucky day because he got stuck on the tree while trying to reach the raccoon, and in his struggle to free himself, he also didn't survive. Quite a sad ending, don't you think? Which of these footages caught your attention the most? And do you know any other interesting and fascinating trail cam videos or pictures? Let us know about them in the comments down below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.